I'm going to show you today how to bench test a starter. It doesn't matter what car it is, it's any old starter. You got a post and you've got two studs, alright? This one would be the one that goes to your battery, the red battery cable. This one is your ignition exciter wire that slides on. That goes to your ignition wire. When you turn the key, it charges this. This goes to your solenoid, as you can see. So what I'm going to do today, in here is your Bendix. When you turn your key, it activates. This Bendix shoots out and engages your flywheel on your car and starts your car, and then goes back in. This one's a little loose, but it's a new starter, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So what we're going to do is take some kind of electrical charge that you can get. You can hook this up to the battery on your car if you want, but I'm going to use a jumper box. It's good to get one of these, 30 bucks at Walmart. They're good to have. Okay, you're going to ground it, which means you're going to hook this to the stud or the base part of the starter. As you can see, it'd be the same as putting it on the chassis of your car. So you get that on there. Okay, there's your ground, so you're not going to get electrocuted. Now it's going to scare you because it's going to jump. I'm turning around so you can see. Let me get you hooked up first. This would be the equivalent of the red battery cable. Okay, so you're going to put that on the stud where the battery would have went. That's going to be here. Okay. So now you've got it grounded and you've got a charge. That should give you your 12 volts. This little post here is your exciter. That's what you're going to have to contact. I'm going to try to do this so you can see me do both. And you can see the flywheel come out. It's going to be kind of hard. Alright, let's see. So you can take anything metal. I just use a screwdriver. If you're nervous about it, use a rubber handled screwdriver. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make contact between this charger cable and this exciter post, which would be the equivalent of everything being hooked up on your starter. And now this is how you test it. If you do that, make the connection, you'll see a spark, and then you'll see this Bendix, which is the gear wheel, kick out and spin. That tells you that your starter's good. Alright? See if I can do this without the noise. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is, first I'm going to show you where to contact it, and then we're going to go to the flywheel spinning. Alright? So way down here, you can't barely see it, but I'm going to hold it up a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact this metal tooth and the teeth on this. I don't know if I've got to turn my... It's gonna startle you at first. It takes a little maneuvering to figure out where you need to put it. Alright, there we go. Now, contact. You should hear a noise from the starter. Hear that? Makes you jump, absolutely. Even though I'm used to it, it still makes you jump. What you're doing is you're bridging that electrical so that you're giving it that exciter that the ignition on your car would do. This is the equivalent of me turning the key. Okay, so I know that I've got a starter that's going. Now let's turn it around so you can see the Bendix. The Bendix, again, is that gear that comes out. What I want to see is, I want to see that come out, engage, and stay spinning. You want to see it bouncing. You just want to see it smooth come out. The battery box is going to keep doing that. So, alright, let's see. I'm going to make this run for a little bit. Even when I do it every day, I still get a jump from it. It still scares you. Okay, it looks pretty smooth. If I can get this contact to stay. Comes out, spins real good. Okay, in and out. So that's how you know you have a good starter. So don't go buying a new starter. Okay? So now what I'll do is put this back in the car, move on to the next reason why maybe this 2006 Jeep Grand Cherokee has intermittent crank, no crank, no start. I'm getting just a clicking. Could just be all the corrosion, as you can see. Corrosion is like mold, and it just goes crazy. Once you get a little bit, see if I can get you to see where it is here. If you look inside this wire right here, you see the green. That's your corrosion. Now you could clean this all up, but if this corrosion has gone too far down in, you'll never see it. But you should still have enough, clearly I have enough contact where it's getting through. So we have a good starter here with good contacts. But what I'll do is I'll clean all these up, and then we'll move on to the next, which would be the grounding. But that's how you bench test a starter. Take it out of your car, This one only had 2 bolts. Okay, and you just basically set this box up the same as it would be hooked up to your car. So this is a good starter. It had spark. Bendix came out smooth, stayed running smooth. If you see it bouncing, that's no good. It'll bounce a little bit and then go completely smooth. That's still not good. You can get by with it, but at some point it's going to die on you. This one's very smooth, no problems. It's only about a year old. We bought it new last year off of Amazon because we figured maybe it was a starter, and her starter did go bad, but I think now it might be a ground issue. Or sometimes this exciter wire post, if the connection gets loose, you can jiggle it to get it to start, but who wants to climb under the car at the grocery store to get it started? So the next thing is I'm going to clean all these. But that's how you bench test a starter.